Welcome to another math tutorial dealing with fractions. In today's video, we're going to be dealing with dividing fractions. So if you find this video helpful, don't forget to smash that like button to help this channel out. And let's get into our problems for today. Here's our first one. We have a half divided by 3/4. So when we're dividing fractions, the first thing that we need to recognize is that we're dealing with division. Once we see the division symbol, that's going to tell us that we need to flip our second fraction. So once we flip it, we're going to make it into a multiplication problem. So let's go through that. Our first fraction is not going to change, so we're going to have a half. Now we're going to make it into a multiplication problem, so we're going to put our times symbol. And we're going to flip that second fraction. So we're going to have 4 as our numerator now and 3 as our denominator. Now, we're going to check our diagonals to see if there's a common factor that we can pull out. So looking at our first diagonal, we have 1 and 3. The only common factor they have is 1, so we can't pull anything out. Let's look at our second diagonal, 2 and 4. Do they have a common factor? Yes. So 2 times 1 gives us 2, and 2 times 2 gives us 4. So the common factor that they have is 2. So what will we be left with? We will be left with 1 and 2. All right, now we're going to multiply across. 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 3 is 3. So our answer for this would be 2/3. Here's our next problem. We have 3/5 divided by 5/2. So again, we're going to keep our first fraction the same. So 3/5, write that down. Then we'll have our multiplication symbol. Then we'll flip our second fraction. So we'll have 2 on top and 5 on the bottom. Let's check our diagonals. So our first diagonal, we have 3 and 5. The only common factor they have is 1. So we can't pull anything out. In our second diagonal, we have 2 and 5. And the only common factor they have is 1. So we're just going to multiply across. 3 times 2 is 6, and 5 times 5 is 25. So our answer for this one will be 6/25. Our third problem, we're going to have 2/3 divided by 6. So our first thing here is that we see 6 as a whole number. So we're going to change that into a fraction first. So we're going to have 2/3 divided by 6 as a fraction is just 6/1. Any whole number can be made into a fraction just by putting the whole number over 1. Now we're going to continue doing what we've done in the previous problems. So we're going to have 2/3 times. And we're going to flip it, so we're going to have 1 on top and 6 on the bottom. All right, let's check our diagonals. Our first diagonal, we have 2 and 6. They have a common factor of 2. So what will we have left? We have 2 times 1 would give us 2. So we're going to be left with 1 if we take out that 2. And we have 2 times 3 gives us 6. So if we pull out that 2, we'll be left with 3. And we'll check our second diagonal, 1 and 3. Do they have a common factor? No. It's just 1. We can't pull anything out, so we'll multiply across. 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 3 is 9. So our answer for this will be 1/9. Here's our next problem. We have 3/8 divided by 2.5. So here we see a mixed fraction. So what we're going to do is we're going to change it into an improper fraction. So we're going to have 3/8 divided by. To make an improper fraction, we're going to multiply our whole number by the denominator. So 2 times 2 is 4. Then we'll add the numerator, which is 5. So that'll be our new numerator. And our denominator will stay the same of 2. All right, we're going to perform the division now. We'll have 3/8. We'll put our multiplication symbol. We'll flip our second fraction, so we'll have 2 on top and 5 on the bottom. Checking our diagonals, 3 and 5. The only common thing they have is 1, so we can't pull anything out. And our next diagonal will have 2 and 8. They do have a common factor of 2. So if we pull out a 2, we'll be left with 1, and we'll be left with 4. Multiplying across, 3 times 1 is 3, and 4 times 5 is 20. So our answer for this will be 3 over 20. Our last problem for this video is going to be 7/10 divided by 8 over 15. So again, we're going to keep our first fraction the same, 7 over 10, and we're going to put our multiplication symbol, flip our second number, so we'll have 15 over 8. Checking our diagonals, 7 and 8. The only thing they have in common is 1. In our second diagonal, we have 10 and 15. They have a common factor of 5, so we'll be left with 3 and 2 accordingly. Multiplying across, we'll have 21, and we'll have 16 on the bottom. Now, we see we have a large numerator on top and a small denominator. So we have an improper fraction. So we're going to turn this into a mixed number. So we can have 1 whole. 1 whole means we're at 16. And we need to get to 21. So that means we're going to have 5 left over. 5 over 16. So our answer for this will be 1 and 5 over 16. Hopefully you found this video helpful for going over how to divide fractions. If you did, leave us a like and we'll see you in our next math tutorial.